I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Catholic University. And someone said, what is that, like Notre Dame? I was like, no, that's Notre Dame. That's what it's called. But I just thought it was funny because it's very telling that it's not a well-known school at all.
When you do a search for Catholic University, you get to very beginning, very generic content. I don't think there's enough being highlighted about the diversity of the community here. It's much more diverse than what is certainly, publicized. I think there's a model here that is a bit overlooked, right? The world today and where we find ourselves in the United States, but also globally, I think the world needs more of Catholic University today. Who we are as a community, what we're about, what we can do to be of service, right? I think that's where Catholic University's message can be so much stronger.
Understand that community is here. I think a lot of our students are afraid, and I think that fear was put into them during the pandemic. But you can't go through life afraid. You have to go through life with great hope and with great sense of purpose and meaning.
It's amazing. If it takes a few weeks to build a new habit, what does 2 years do? What does 2 years do with something as scary as this? I think that's part of the opportunity here.
We're the Catholic University of America and all that entails. We reflect all the glory and all the problems in the Universal Church. I don't think we do anyone a service by trying to make the church seem as if she's got it all together. She doesn't. She is the bride of Christ, but it's made up of human beings. And we have saints, we have sinners, we have people just struggling each and every day to discover who they are in Christ and where they fit, not only in the church, but in the society in which we live. So I just think we need to just be truthful about that reality. But I think, we have to do that with great charity and great love and great understanding and great patience, because God is never finished with any of us.
The whole point of Catholicism, Christianity, is like love. I feel like that's the golden rule. Love everyone, love your neighbors as you love yourself. But there's so many asterisks there of, well, unless you're this, unless you're this, unless you're this. And then they just find a way to be so hateful. And it's frustrating because I feel like they don't even realize how hateful they're being. And just came out about last week that Catholic University is on the list for one of the most dangerous schools for LGBTQIA plus students to attend, because it is that despicable here sometimes. Most schools have like an equivalent to CU Allies, and coming out and coming to terms with your own sexuality is a very difficult process, and home lives can be very difficult. Your faith life, as I just was saying, it's very difficult to come to terms with. And when people are making you feel like you're less than or just like a piece of crap for being different, it's hard.
There's a vast majority of people who struggle internally. While we're building, these great buildings and the great infrastructure and, investing in some things, I think one of the primary things that we need to invest in is, making sure that students don't have to wait 6 months to get a therapist.
Some of the same things that I've heard from students this semester, I was saying in 1992. So in terms of improvements, I think you should know your students better, right? I think the counseling for students should be tightened up. I think we need to take that a lot more seriously. The guidance, you spend time with a student, even if you change advisors, we should know our students much better than, unfortunately, we do. And that makes me think, why isn't that the case? And I'm not saying it's everywhere, but when you hear it enough from students, it's the same story. So something there needs to improve. And I think those types of things, it's not one thing that you have to do great. It's tweaking a bunch of little things, right? Tightening it up. Then how does this run then? How can we listen better to our students? How do we bring them into the process? I teach because I learn a lot by interacting with people. That connective tissue, that needs to be tightened up. That's why we're here. And I think that's a very key thing. I understand why the university got founded, but that's why we're here. The thing that is special and unique and that we have, we need to dig in more on that, because outside of the scholarship money that is given away, we need to dig into those things because it can make this so much more rewarding for people that in this day and age need it. Came here for a reason. They need it.
There are a lot of things I do like about this school. Like I have met some of the most amazing people. I figured out who I am here. Your faith grows through struggle. You also just find out who you are in general and your own sexual identity through struggles. And that just makes you a stronger person.
That same diversity and embracing differences, right, and coming together as a community, for some reason, the schools here are more siloed than they need to be. Why are we outsourcing things that we could do here? I'm introducing the concept of the digital marketing lab. We pay agencies to do work that we could be building here. We could be building out competencies here with people that want to learn, with people that want to be given that opportunity that, frankly, if you give it to them, they'll work hard at it, right? And I think there's so many opportunities here to mix it up more. And that itself is where you get eureka. You get moments of, didn't know that. And I found out a lot of that through students. The university could do a better job of unlocking that for students and encouraging, right, people to cross over into other schools, learn different things. And that's an administration thing. That's breaking out of the silos and being encouraged to work across the aisle, which in this day and age, and politically in this country, is needed even more. These people go back to their communities and the influence change. There's a way of looking at the world, through our lens that I think is needed today.
We need Catholics of all different stripes that say to the world, you can come together, you can have these differences, you can disagree, but you are brothers and sisters. And you're brothers for us, you're brothers and sisters in Christ. I think that's our gift in a unique way, being in this city, being the Bishop's University, being a place where people are serious about education and about research and all of those good things. So I do think, we need to keep talking about how great we are, and and yet we're struggling, just like everybody else, in this world. We'll never have arrived at being the Catholic University of America. We're always aiming to become the Catholic University of America. So, it's my 2 cents.